माइक सकिरहेछ।
सरको अलि इन्टरनेट कनेक्टिभिटी आउने जाने भइरहेछ अरे 5 मिनटमा आउनुहुन्छ अरे मोबाइल डाटामा भए पनि।
रोल नंबर 1 स्टार्ट कर.
So, so can you hear me? Hello.
हजुर हजुर सुरु गर न. You are audible.
So, good morning, everyone. Today I will be presenting about dark web. And ever since the shutdown of the Silk Road marketplace and online black market, the dark web has come into the limelight. If the media had not given Silk Road as much attention as they did, then the dark web would have remained much darker. It was an international story that ran on front pages all over the world, and in reality, it is just a database of information that is said to be 1,000 times bigger than the internet we see and use every day. So, in order to understand the dark web, first, let's have a look at the layers of internet. So mainly there are three layers of internet: surface web, deep web, and dark web. Firstly, surface web. The surface web, it refers to the portion of the worldwide web that is indexable with standard search engines like Google, and it is readily accessible to the general public. It includes the websites of blogs, social media, news outlets, e-commerce, business websites, directories, and so on. All these websites, they come under the government surveillance. And secondly, the deep web. The deep web, it refers to the portion of the internet that is not indexable and generally requires password authentication or security permissions to access. It can include the harmless content as well, but it also includes the dark web. Uh, but it also includes the dark web. Uh, the medical records, banking info, government resources, legal docs, academic data, subscription content, even like Netflix and all, and the hidden wiki, it fall under this category. So while the surface web contains only 4% of all the content of the internet, the deep web contains the rest 96% of the content of the World Wide Web. You can imagine how huge the deep web is, and it is difficult to navigate as well as well as to monitor it. However, it can be accessed by the Tor browser only, and it can be downloaded. Um, so now let's move on to the dark web. So what is the dark web? It is the part of the internet that is intentionally hidden from view, and it is known by different names as subnet, undernet, hidden internet, deepnet, invisible web, hidden web, and so on. And these websites and pages that for some reason or another you cannot find through the traditional search engines such as Google. And it is the internet beneath the internet, and it can be accessed only by the Tor browser, which can be downloaded in the Tor's website, the Onion routing website. So dark web, it cannot be accessed by normal browsers such as Google Chrome. And Tor, it was created in the mid 1990s by the U.S. government itself, by the U.S. Navy research, and for the purpose of protecting the U.S. intelligence communications online. However, it was later misused by the criminals for conducting a large number of sophisticated crimes. And so here are the contents of dark web. And the dark web, it contains 47.7% of the legal activities, and the 17.7% are the websites they're down. It has been taken under control by the government and by the different international organizations like FBI, Interpol, and they've taken down these sites due to various criminal activities being conducted on those sites. And the 12.3%, it contains the drugs website only, and a lot of the drug distribution has been gone through this uh, has gone through the dark web. And other uh, the rest it contains the explicit and the multiple category. The illicit activities are conducted over there, and the pharmaceutical, hacking services, fraud, exploitations. Uh, uh, they contain the dark web. And the uses of dark web. Dark web is used by the criminals for conducting, as I said earlier, for various criminal activities like identity theft, firearm dealings, illicit drugs, nefarious communication, pirated software and license keys, illegal pornography. And even though the criminals they use this they use for conducting these crimes, it can also be used for various other purposes by the other users, because it provides anonymity both for the publishers and the users, and there is extreme privacy, and it cannot be like there is protection from the surveillance of the authoritarian government. In the surface web, there is we are always under the government surveillance, and in this dark web there won't be I won't say there won't be, but it is very like the probability of tracking you is very much like 1%. And it is used by the governments for confidential communication also. Like the governments, they can use if they want to communicate, like if the public they want to communicate some confidential information to the government about like what's happening in the country, like about corruption or any other things they want to communicate to the government, then they can use the dark web. So the places you can find these places of interest. Mail to Tor. Mail to Tor is a emailing service in the dark web that you can use because it provides anonymity, and it won't be traceable at all. Next one is Facebook for Tor. Yes, Facebook and the dark web also has a different Facebook, which actually there is like you won't be traceable at all. And because Facebook, we have heard a lot of about Facebook on the news about data leakage or many other things. And if you use this dark web Facebook, then your data won't get leaked, and because there will be perfect anonymity. And the next one is the Hidden Wiki. Hidden Wiki, it contains all the links. It contains most of the links in the dark web, because the dark web websites the dark web websites they are not accessible easily, and you can't navigate easily. So Hidden Wiki, it makes it easier for you to navigate those hidden websites. And ProPublica is a service in the dark web that the journalists they use it for communicating, for publishing the reports about the governments, or if there is any scandalous, uh, because in which they cannot put it in the normal newspapers or magazines in the media. They can put it in the ProPublica, because like if they put it in the like normal if they publish anything in the normal newspapers and the media, they can it like they're it can get risky. And because the politicians, they might harm their lives. So the journalists, they have created this website uh, so that they can publish the reports of anything wrong happening, or some scandals. uh, and the next one is the DuckDuckGo. DuckDuckGo is a search engine of the dark web, of the Tor browser. It is the main search engine. You can search, and it's unlike Google. It is You can get a lot of anonymity, and you won't be traceable at all, because in Google, it is always under the surveillance of the government. But in DuckDuckGo, you won't be under the surveillance, so you can search anything you like on the DuckDuckGo. And the Tor links, it's like the Hidden Wiki. It contains the links to those hidden websites. Another one is the CIA. CIA is it is the website of the Crime Investigation Authority, uh, which was actually why it was established. The Tor browser, it was created to communicate for the government's services, for the online communications of the government services. And in CIA, you will get in CIA you will get to like if you want to complain about any crimes or anything going on, you can go to this website. And SecureDrop is also used by like independent writers who want to write who wants to write blogs or something, and who don't want to be recognized. It creates an anonymity for you, so you can use it for writing your blogs or articles, and publish it in the SecureDrop. And the Hidden Answers, it is a service where you can get answers about anything. And since there's anonymity, and the questions and the answers, you won't be recognized. And if you publish, you can publish about anything, like you can yeah. That's why, because of the Hidden Answers and other websites, even the crimes, they have been taking place, because the government can't trust those, and the crimes have increased more and more. And Bitcoin services, you can get a large number of websites on the dark web, which gives you this Bitcoin services. You can buy and sell Bitcoin. As we know, Bitcoin is the cryptocurrency of the dark web, and you can buy and sell these bitcoins. And the bitcoins, they Bitcoin, it is used for almost every transactions taken place in the dark web. So we'll move to next. So the facts about the dark web. So the dark web activity, it has increased by 300% in the last 3 years, and more than 2 million active users connect to the dark web through the Tor browser every day. The total value of Bitcoin transacted on the dark web jumped from 65% in 2019. 90% of posts on the popular dark web forums, they are from buyers looking to contract someone for the hacking services. and the hackers attack every 39 seconds, on average 2,244 times a day. 60% of the information available on the dark web, it could potentially harm the enterprises. So the enterprises or the businesses, they need to be really careful about the data, and they need to put a lot of security. Their websites, they need to be encrypted. They need to put a high level of protection. Otherwise, there may be a data leakage and through the hackers, and it can be misused, and it will potentially harm the enterprises. So I'll take any questions if you have.
Thank you, Amit. This was for the presentation, right? Firstly, this was a very new topic, at least individually. Personally, to me, this was a very new topic. I got to know things that I was not aware of. Okay. Thank you for the information. Now, as my brief understanding, just going by the name dark web does not mean that it only has a negative side. It also has positive side.
Yes, sir. Yes. Hello.
Maintaining.
Yes, sir. Hello. So I can't hear you.
Privacy, stopping the leakage. These could be the positive side. Dark web be monitored and thereby be rectified or penalized by the authority. Are there ways?
Sir?
Do you think there could be ways? Do you think there could be ways in which the authority could monitor the usage of dark web and thereby, rectify their acts or even penalize them if required?
Yeah. Thank you for the question, sir. The dark web, since it was actually created by the U.S. government, the government, it might have actually created. We don't know that, because they might, since they actually created that the dark web, the Tor browser itself, and they might actually have created some software.
Voice is breaking. Try again once again.
Okay, sir. So can you hear me now? Hello? Hello?
Another?
Hello?
Yes. Hello?
So since the Tor browser, it was... Hello? Yes, sir. Can you hear me now?
Tell me.
So since the Tor browser, it was created by the U.S. government itself, and the U.S. government, they might have actually created some software or some software to trace those crimes, and even if they have not, there might be there is a lot of research going on about tracing those, and it has actually the FBI and other organizations like Interpol, they have actually traced a lot of criminal activities, and they have actually arrested a lot of them, a lot of the criminals by tracking them. Hello.
So
that's
next.
Thank you, sir. If you're listening.
Yes, sir.
Presentation ready.
Yes, sir.
मेरा आवाज एक तिम्रो आवाज ब्रेक, सबैले त्यो आवाज ब्रेक भएको सुनिरहेको म मात्र त्यसरी सुनिरहेको
सर तपाईको आवाज ब्रेक मात्र सर
तपाईँ घरिघरि त्यस्तै हो सर
एकैछिन
क्लियर
म एकछिन यो
कसरी सेयर गर्ने हो सर शेयर स्क्रिन कसरी भएन त मेरो
भयो भने मास आउँदैन
ए भयो सर भयो एकछिन
तल हेर्नु त
त्यो तलको 3टा थोप्ला छ मोबाइलमा हो कि ल्यापटपमा हो
ल्यापटप हो सर
आयो ए आयो हजुर आयो ल सुरु गरौँ एग्रिकल्चर आहा कस्तो राम्रो
हेर्नु सर
फोटो चाहिँ खतरा हाल्नु भएछ त
अनि मैले गुगल गरेको हो नि त
ल राम्रो इन्टरनेटको त भरपुर फाइदा उठाउँछस् नि त
कहाँ छ यार त्यो
के आइरहेछ त
भयो सर भयो एकछिनै मैले
ल
यस्तो गरेँ
सुरु गर पुरै इङ्ग्लिसमा है फेरि नेपाली पाइँदैन नि
घरिघरि पनि पाइँदैन सर
नो नो घरिघरि टोटल इङ्ग्लिस एक्सप्लेनेसन प्रेजेन्टेसन क्युएनए 3टै इङ्ग्लिसमा हो ल सुरु स्टार्ट क्षितिज मेरो नेट यस्तो हो कि
सर अहिले त क्षितिजै गायब छ
यस्ता छन् विद्यार्थीहरू यार उज्जवल रेडी हुने आफ्नो रोल नम्बर थाहा छँदैछ रोल नम्बर अकर्डिङली गर्ने हो आज विल ट्राई एन्ड फिनिश अप टु रोल नम्बर 7-8
सर मैक्सिमम टाइम कति बेरसम्म बोल्ने
5 minutes
ओके सर
सर उज्जवल पनि लेफ्ट भयो क्षितिज पनि तिनीहरू सँगै बसिरहेछन्
मामा भान्जा दुईटा काका भतिजा कि मामा भान्जा हुन्थे
काका भतिज
क्षितिज चाहिँ काका होला होइन
उज्जवल चाहिँ काका हो
बच्चै छ क्षितिज सानै छ अझै ठिकै छ आउँछन् नि दुवैजना सल्लाह गरेर गयो होला नआउला अनि 2-3 कुराहरू म भनिदिइहाल्छु तिमीहरूलाई के अरे प्री बोर्डको आइसक्यो होला इन्फर्मेसन होइन जुन 20th मै छ एमसीको एक्जाम इफ आइम नट रङ 6वटा क्वेसन हुन्छ 10 मार्क्सको 6वटामा 5वटा अटेम्प्ट गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ एउटा कुरा के भन्दाखेरि डु नट एक्सपेक्ट वाट इज कम्युनिकेसन प्रोसेस एक्सप्लेन कम्युनिकेसन प्रोसेस भनेर त्यसरी आउँदैन 6वटा क्वेसनमा एउटा आउला है कुरा किनभने आई हेभ टु प्रिपेयर यु फर फाइनल एक्जाम्स आई क्यानट बी भेरी स्पुन फिडिङ यु एटलिस्ट यो एक्जाम लागि चाहिँ होइन त्यो भएको कारणले क्लियरली भनिदिन्छु यु विल गेट क्वेसन्स वेयर यु विल बी पुट एट भेरियस स्पट्स तिमी एउटा म्यानेजर हो तिमी कसरी कम्युनिकेसन गरिरहेछौ तिमी एउटा म्यानेजर हो तिमी भन्दा एल्डरली मान्छेले लगातार गल्ती गरिरहेछ अब त्यो मान्छेसित तिमी कसरी कम्युनिकेट गर्छौ त बिकज हिज एज वाइज हि माइट बी एल्डर तर पोस्ट वाइज हिज यो जुनियर होइन त्यस्तो खालको डिलेमा आउन सक्छ त्यो डिलेमालाई कसरी ह्यान्डल गर्ने होइन जस्तो च्यालेन्जेस के अरे यो कल्चरल डाइभर्सिटीले कम्युनिकेसनलाई कसरी इफेक्ट गर्छ त होइन यस्तो सिनारियोहरू क्रिएट गरेर तिमीलाई एउटा स्पटमा राखिन्छ त्यो स्पटमा बसेर तिमी यहाँ भयो भने के गर्छौ भन्ने हिसाबको क्वेसन्सहरू आउँछ है फिजिकल एक्जाम हाम्रो रेगुलर जस्तो भइदिएको भए इट वुड हेभ बीन वाट इज कम्युनिकेसन प्रोसेस ब्यारियर्स के हो त्यसपछि आएर के अरे कल्चरल डिफरेन्सेसहरू के हुन् तिनीहरूलाई कम्युनिकेसनमा कसरी घटाउन सकिन्छ तिनीहरूलाई कसरी चेक गर्न सकिन्छ यही खालको क्वेसन्सहरू आउन सक्थ्यो तर नेट हुँदाखेरि सबैजनाले इजिली एक्सेसेबल हुँदाखेरि द इन्स्ट्रक्सन्स that have been sent to faculties is that please
hello sir
हजुर त रेडी पार्दै गर्न ल काका पनि ती छन्
अनि यहाँ आएको भर्खर कुदै
काम प्रति एकदम सिन्सियर छस् त क्षितिज एकैछिन म यो कम्प्लिट गरिदिइहाल्छु म एउटा भन्दै थिएँ त्यो भएको हुँदाखेरि इन्स्ट्रक्सन के आयो भने यु गाइज have to design questions एकदम एनालिटिकली since the students have इन्टरनेट एक्सेस भन्ने हिसाबको कुरा आयो, अब इन्टरनेट एक्सेस हुँदाखेरि ओपन बुक जस्तै हुन्छ मोरलेस हैन। ठिकै छ, त्यो देयर नो हार्म इन दैट। तर आन्सर्सहरु चाहिँ नेटमा खोज्ने, नेटमा खोजेर भेट्ने त्यो खालको हुँदैन, किनभने तिमीले एउटा स्पटमा राखेको हुन्छ, तिमीले नितान्त आफ्नै दिमाग लाएर कम्युनिकेसन थ्योरीजहरु लाएर कम्युनिकेसन पोलिसीजहरु लाएर सल्भ गर्नुपर्ने हुन्छ है। प्रिबोर्डको लागि त्यति हो अनाउन्समेन्ट। ल क्षितिज स्टार्ट।
Good morning, everyone. Today I will be presenting about agricultural sector of Nepal. Sir, आयो sir.
आउन लाग्छ, प्रेजेन्टिङ भन्दैछ, आओस् न पहिला।
So Nepal is known as agricultural country since since agriculture employs more than 70% of population. Agriculture accounts for 70% of commodities sent abroad. It generates more than 40% of Nepal's total revenue. Nepal is an agricultural country with 60% of population. 60% of population working on agriculture sector. Nepal has excess amount of agrobiodiversity. The main crops are rice, maize, millet, and wheat. Agriculture, according to the World Bank, is the majority's primary source for food, income, and employment. It contributes nearly a third of Nepal's gross domestic product. Despite the fact that Nepal agricultural technologies help raise food production, there was still potential for more. The agriculture industry in Nepal faces numbers of challenges, including low productivity, high feeling of deficiency, climate change related stocks, and lack of appropriate infrastructure and management. Talking about obstacles faced by agricultural sector of Nepal, urbanization comes in first. As it is the process through which cities grow and higher percent of population comes to live in city area from rural area. Previous studies have demonstrated a reduction in agricultural land in both MCs due to rapid urbanization. In the Pohara Valley, agricultural land decreased by 25%. 25%, and while another recent study revealed that agricultural land decreased by 60%. Let's move into next obstacle faced by agriculture sector of Nepal, that is political instability. Politics also play vital role in agricultural development. The political system, that is capitalistic, communist, or socialistic system, determines the pattern of agriculture. For example, in China, agriculture is fully controlled by government. Similarly, was the case of former USSR. Political instability can diversely affect agriculture in several ways. For example, conflict can disrupt the supply and distribution of inputs and outputs, create price stocks, and cause massive displacement of labor. The development plans and measures to achieve greater and more efficient output from agriculture is planning in agriculture. Poor planning destroys the environment and blocks healthy growth. For example, poor planning are used to use of excessive chemicals and monocropping. Similarly, another obstacle of agricultural development in Nepal is low investment. To get rid out of this obstacle, government should bring up good plans to symmetrically control the production and distribution of agricultural products. Lastly, limited human resource capacity is one of the obstacle to overcome. From this obstacle, foreign technologies in the method of irrigation and systematic plantation should be used to grow crops in all seasons. Use of high-tech fertilizers and insecticides which have no adverse effect must be used. Coming to the Coming to the conclusion, the agriculture sector has been neglected by investors and also the government. So Nepal claims itself to be an agricultural nation. So both these parties should emphasize on the agricultural sector for the improve. Thank you, sir.
Uh, you mentioned that 70% of the Nepalese are involved in agriculture, hence making agriculture the biggest earning sector, right?
Yes, sir.
Despite that, every day we see that the agricultural sector still has not been managed. 100% has not still been given by the government. What do you think could the government do to involve more people in the agricultural sector, or develop the agricultural sector as per the times? Modernize the agricultural sector. Bhanuna. What do you think could the government do in order to modernize the agricultural sector?
Mm, government must government government must establish universities, big universities, in which they give more education about agriculture and awareness, establishing programs in villages and in rural areas too. Villages where most of population are not engaged in agriculture.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Next, Ujwal ji,
Yes, sir.
शुरू करूं.
Good morning, sir.
गुड मॉर्निंग हजुर. आरामै हुनुहुन्छ? अरे. A world without the Beatles.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Today I am going to present about World Without the Beatles. The Beatles were an English rock band formed in Liverpool in 1960. The group whose best known lineup comprised John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Harrison, and Ringo Starr.
उज्जवल एकछिन. F5 गरेर स्क्रिन मैक्सिमाइज गरिदेऊ न.
Oh, sorry, sir.
Start.
They are regarded as the most influential band of all time, and they were the integral to the development of 1960s countercultural and popular music recognition as an art form. The 60s wouldn't have swung so dramatically. For that, we have to know about Beetle Mania. In late 1963, the British press coined the term Beetle Mania to describe the phenomenal and increasingly hysterical interest in the Beatles. The word was first widely used the following the band's 13 October appearance on Sunday night at London. The Beatles were so popular that they were bored with all the aspects of touring after a while. Fans offering them sexually to the band and high-pitched screaming that rendered the performance inaudible. US breakthrough and British invasion. Bob Dylan, one of the greatest songwriter and singer in the world, who have won Nobel Prize, talked about Beatles and said, said of "I Want to Hold Your Hands," the song of Beatles. They were doing things nobody was doing. Their chords were outrageous, just outrageous, and their harmonies made it all valid. On 9th October of 1964, the Beatles gave their first live US television performance on the Ed Sullivan Show, which was by approximately 73 million viewers in over 23 million households, which was approximately 34% of entire US population. Journalist Christopher Brooker described Kennedy and Beatles as the supreme dream figure of 1960s revolution. They wrote more classic songs than any other artist. The remarkable Paul McCartney's song "Yesterday" is one of the most covered songs of all time. And "Let It Be" was named as the second favorite choice of song among Brits when they need relaxing music. 1.6 billion Beatles singles have been sold in US, and more than 600 million albums sold worldwide. The Beatles by hundreds of world's top singers and musicians have given tribute to the Beatles by recording their song. For example, Frank Sinatra, Elton John, Winston Pickett, Adele, Nina, Count Bass, the Carpenters, etc., and many more. Twist and Sound band follows their different band follows their musical lead. After starting out recording covers and 2-minute pop hits, the Beatles changed their sound and helped popularize the idea of full-length music in the late 60s, laying the template for other band musical evolution. In terms of experimentation, much of popular music in half centuries after 1967 owed something to Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, which was a unique adventure in sound, songwriting, and studio technology. The album helped inspire Pink Floyd's 1973 masterpiece, The Dark Side of the Moon, among many others. Roger Waters, the co-founder of Pink Floyd, said, "I learned from Lennon, McCartney, and Harrison that it was okay for us to write about our life and express what we felt. More than any other record, it gave me and my generation permission to branch out and do whatever we wanted to do." Message of Hope. Imagine an anti-war song by John Lennon and right of individual expression in their music. For example, Jealous Guy from the album Imagine. Thank you.
Okay. You have the 4 pictures right up there in the slide at the end. Who are the members of the band? The 4 members.
Sir, John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr.
Okay. Why do you think did this band all of a sudden get a meteoric or a huge rise? How did this happen?
Sir, 1 year back, sir, a movie was released yesterday, and that movie showed us how our world would turn out if no one knew Beatles. And in that movie, our character was shown, and only he knew the Beatles, and everybody else in that world don't know about the Beatles, sir. And so that came to my mind, and I made this presentation.
Okay. How did you like the movie?
Sir, direction was sir, pretty good, but storyline was great, sir.
Okay, just briefly explain the storyline.
Sir, there was a character. Sir, he meets an accident, and all of a sudden only he remembers about the Beatles. He was a struggling musician, and after the accident, when he wakes up, nobody else remembers the Beatles. Only he remembers them. So he started singing about the Beatles music, and everybody loves him and his music. Everybody asks him, his friends and his family, how did you how did you write this beautiful music? And he tries to explain everybody that this is not my music, this is the Beatles music, but nobody's
Okay.
nobody believes in him.
Okay. We'll just end this thing here. Okay. Thank you so much. What is the name of the movie?
So yesterday,
कहिले 4 साल रिलिज भएको
yes sir.
I myself am a huge admirer, big admirer of the band. I used to listen to them during my college days. It was a band from the 1960s, so it was more or less like हामीभन्दा एउटा generation अगाडिको band थियो, and then people in my family used to listen to it a lot, and then that's how I was influenced. Okay, 7:58 भइसक्यो. Next class is कहिले 8 बजे?
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
कुन क्लास छ अब?
C programming.
We'll end the sessions here. Bholi will start with rule number 4, right? Sunday boy, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. 4 slot छ. 4 slot मा सकियो नसके फेरि नेक्स्ट वीक कन्टिन्यू गरौँला. Examination perspective मा एकदम रिल्याक्स, do not panic. लेटर्सहरु आउन सक्छ. AIDA फर्मेट डेफिनेटली आउँछ हैन. लेटर्स एउटा भन्दा धेरै आउन सक्छ. एउटा सेलेक्सन क्यान्सलेसन हुन सक्यो, एउटा सेलेक्ट भएन भनेर हुन सक्यो, अथवा सेलेक्ट भयो भनेर कसरी लेख्छौ, एउटा त्यो भयो. अनि त्यसपछि आएर अर्को अटो क्यान्सलेसन्सहरु जुन हामीले प्र्याक्टिस गरे हो त्यही ग्राउन्ड्सहरुबाट आउँछ लेटर्स, द्याट्स फर स्योर. 3टा लेटर भयो, बाँकी 3टामा एउटा थ्योरेटिकल आउँछ. अनि त्यसपछि 2टा चाहिँ तिमीलाई इम्प्लिमेन्टेसन पार्ट, एनालिटिकल पार्टबाट आउँछ. What would you do if you were there? अथवा how would you handle the situation? Communication challenges हुन सक्यो, listening challengesहरु हुन सक्यो हैन. यो सबै कुराहरुबाट आउन सक्छ.
Sir,
हजुर
हाम्रो क्लासले अस्ति सबैजनाले चाहिँ के भन्दै थियो भन्दाखेरि त्यो हजुरले सबै खालको लेटरहरुको फर्मेट र एक्जाम्पल मेलमा पठाइदिए हामीलाई सजिलो हुन्थ्यो. यसो
हुन्छ हैन, हामीले प्र्याक्टिस गरेकै सिनेरियोबाट आउने हो हैन. इफ यु गाइज वान्ट मी प्रेजेन्टेसन सकियोस् म पठाइदिन्छु तिमीलाई.
हुन्छ सर. सबै लेटर
बेसिकली आउने भनेको ब्याड न्यूज लेटरमा फर्मेट इज द सेम. ब्याड न्यूज लेटर कुड बी अफ एनी टाइप्स नि त. ब्याड न्यूज त हन्ड्रेड्स अफ ब्याड न्यूज हुन सक्छ. सिनेरियो क्रिएट गरेर त हुने हो. somebody passes away, somebody does not get selected, somebody's orders are cancelled. तर अब ब्याड न्यूज भन्ने बित्तिकै बिजनेस पर्सपेक्टिभबाट हेर्नु पर्यो त्यसलाई हैन. अब ब्याड न्यूजलाई हामीले जेनरलाइज गर्दाखेरि ब्याड न्यूज भित्र 50 वटा हुन सक्छ नि त त्यो त हैन. त्यो भएको हुँदाखेरि ब्याड न्यूजको फर्मेट इज द सेम. कन्टेन्ट डिपेन्ड्स अन द टाइप अफ लेटर दैट यू सपोज टु बी राइटिङ. ल I'll डिस्कनेक्ट. अब क्लास सेसन एन्ड गरिदिन्छु. यु हेभ अन अफ द क्लास पनि. गुड लक भोलिको प्रेजेन्टर्सहरुको लागि. राम्ररी प्रिपेयर भएर आउने. प्रेजेन्टिङ, एक्सप्लेनिङ, क्वेसन आन्सर अल इन इंग्लिश है. यो चाहिँ म्यान्डेटरी हो. र थ्यांक यू सो मच.